Hi ladies, Ashley here from Glow Body PT, and today I'm going to show you the top 10 ways that I consistently prevent injuries by little things that I do at home that take hardly any time at all. My background is D1 runner at West Point and a professional triathlete for Team USA. I won the World Half Ironman Championship as an amateur when I was 22 years old. I love endurance sports, but at the same time, I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way. I've had a lot of injuries. These are the things that I do now that I wish I used to know, that I wish someone taught me and showed me so I could have prevented months and months and accumulation of years of overuse injuries or just injuries that could have been preventable that I didn't know about. So I'm here to teach all of those to you today. Get yourself 1 or 2 half split foam rollers. I use these for my feet, arches, the Achilles, calves, for my ankle mobility in order to have a perfect squat, calf flexibility, and it also prevents plantar fasciitis. What I want you doing is reaching the toes over the top of the half split foam roller, and then your heel is going to be at the bottom of this. So keep one downstairs in your kitchen, because if you're a mom like me, you spend a lot of time doing dishes, chopping vegetables, cleaning up, a lot of time in the kitchen, and I don't want you just standing there wasting time doing that when you could also be improving your ankle mobility and taking care of your arches. And then keep your other one upstairs in the bathroom so that 2 times a day at a minimum, when you are brushing your teeth, you're on that half split foam roller for 2 minutes. And I want you turning your torso side like this and then to the other side, because this is going to target all sides of your calves equally, preventing injuries in the Achilles as well. Not only do we need to stretch our calves and our ankle mobility and our arches, but we also need to strengthen them. And that is where calf raises in all 3 directions. So I want you doing calf raises with your toes pointed out, because that will strengthen the inner portion of your calves. When you point your toes in, that's going to strengthen the outer portion of your calves. And then we just do high repetitions of calf raises. Normally with toes pointing forward, we're training exactly what you are doing when you're running. And then I also want to work in isometric holds. And that means keeping yourself up there on your tiptoes, your full body mass, on the calves, on all those little tiny micro muscles around the bottom of your leg that attach to the calves, as well as it's working the tiny muscles in the bottom of your feet to keep you in that upright position doing isometric holds. High reps is the key with your calf raises for calf strength in all 3 directions. Alphabet mobility with your feet. This is going to help your arch health. It's going to give you strong shins and a really wide range of motion around your ankles so that you can effectively move in all directions. Make yourself less likely to sprain your ankle doing everyday things like tripping on toys around the house, trail running, bending down to get toys when you're holding up your baby. It's going to allow you to bend all the way without hurting your back, because your ankle has that range of motion that it can come into this little tiny angle, which is the way it is supposed to be, because you did your alphabet pointing your toes up, down, every direction, and taking your time, being very mindful and deliberate about getting that full range of motion around your ankles. Nowadays, because we sit so much, our glutes actually stop firing as much as they're supposed to. They become lazy. So you have to do glute-specific activation drills. I take this really seriously in all of my workout plans, but some simple ones you can do are with mini resistance bands. I do this 2 times a week before I train my glutes specifically, or I might do it before a hard run in order to prevent injuries and ensure that my glutes are firing so I can get the max out of these workouts. I'm talking side to side band walk. Put the heaviest resistance around your knees, and then the next heaviest around your ankles. Monster walk, you can do this forward down a hallway and then backwards down a hallway. Clamshells lying down, as well as all bridge or hip thruster variations, keeping tension on the band so that those knees are not caving inward. That's where injuries happen. That's where patellofemoral syndrome and runner knees are happening, when the knees start caving in. So you are using all of these muscles, the outer glutes, the gluteus medius, the side of your thighs, to open that up and ensure that your knees can have perfect tracking, because you have effectively turned on your glutes pre-workout. At least once a week, I work in some sort of mobility. I often find myself just click and go from the 3 mobility routines that are part of my 10-minute plan, as well as the 2 foam rolling workouts that are also in that plan. I have a free prenatal foam rolling routine that you can find on YouTube, plus my 10-minute yoga from the 10-minute plan. And then in Lean Fast Strong Cable plan, I do my 39-minute yoga. And doing these things helps me prevent IT band syndrome and runner's knee, 2 things that my body just tends to be prone to getting. So I know that if I am diligent about doing my mobility training, doing my foam rolling to get rid of any adhesions or knots in the body, that I'm preventing something from happening. I am all about isolateral training. This means training one side or the other independently. It's going to prevent single side dominance as well as muscle imbalances, which we all tend to develop. The way you work through them now is by isolateral training, training one side by itself without help or very limited help from the other side. I have been a runner competitively since I am young, and through weight gain of pregnancies and postpartums, I've learned that having 2 different pairs of running shoes that I can flip through back and forth has helped me prevent injuries. This way, if one shoe is 1 centimeter shorter than it should be, maybe the heel drop isn't exactly where my body wants it at that time, but the other shoe is, it helps me prevent repetition patterns that cause injuries. Now I'm still choosing the same type of shoe. For my feet and my arch movement patterns, I am a neutral runner, which means that my feet don't pronate inward when I'm running, nor do they fall outward and supinate. So for me, I'm a neutral runner. I always have 2 pairs of neutral running shoes that I'm using at any given time, so that every other run, I'll flip out what shoe I'm running in. Plantar fasciitis and shin splints are 2 of the most common complaints that women have once they start increasing their mileage or they start increasing the intensity of the running, or both at the same time. So to prevent that, I'm all about towel toe curls. So you put your feet down on the ground, and then using your toes, your arches are gonna turn on. They're gonna strengthen. The pad underneath your feet, it's going to lift, and you're going to curl that towel towards your heel. Just keep pulling it towards you. It feels awkward at first, but just lay that towel up straight, pull it towards you, and you can ensure that this is going to help you keep high arches and more stable feet. Be picky about your running surface. So I don't live in a place where I have abundant trails, but there are definitely some trails. So when given the option, choose a compact dirt trail or a gravel trail. What I want you avoiding is deep sand. I know it's really tempting if you go on vacation, you just wanna look like you might see somebody does in an ad running in the deep sand. No, that's dumb. That sets you up for injury, so don't do it. I'm okay if you run on compact sand, if it's something that you've worked up to and your body's used to. Also avoid asphalt and concrete as much as possible. I will just run on the edge of the road where there's a little bit of grass. It's not somebody's yard, just the side of the road. And that's giving me a very small trail where I can be reducing the impact on my joints significantly, because all of that adds up over the course of every single run for weeks and months and years. And I want to have a body that's going to be healthy for life and not just for a season as a runner. When I do start to feel an injury coming on, I have made up a 7-day rule that I diligently follow, because when I feel pain coming on, say it's in my heel and I know it's plantar fasciitis or right under the kneecap, and I'm like, oh, that's runner's knee coming, I say just chill out for 7 days. Stop repeating that movement pattern, because your body is giving you a signal that something isn't right. Something's inflamed, it's angry, it needs time to get the inflammation down to get rid of that pain. And I found that if you just chill out and let your body recover naturally up front, you could be saving yourself months and months and months of a really painful and long recovery process, simply because you keep thinking like, oh, it'll go away, I'll keep running on it, it'll go away. It usually doesn't. So just stop doing that repetitive movement pattern. You can still do other things, but just let that portion of your body recover in order to prevent a long-term injury from happening. I hope that you found something that spoke to you in this video that you can incorporate in your everyday life that can prevent you from getting injuries and keeping your body more healthy long-term. I'm all about injury-proofing your body because I care about so much more than just aesthetics. And if you are broken, you can't exercise anymore. So I want to keep you healthy and strong. Please drop your comments down below. Let me know anything that you're wondering about, and I'm happy to help. I love you, ladies. I'll see you next time. Bye.